Oh, okay, we are here. We are live with some more Pokemon Shield. Last time we kept shiny hunting for the shiny Psyduck, and today we're going to be doing the same in just a sec after I do a couple quick daily things. It is a bit of a short stream, probably like an hour 15. Just got on a bit late, unfortunately, but that's life sometimes. So we'll give a good hour of shiny duck hunting. Yeah, that's really all I got, to be honest, is we're just gonna duck hunt a little bit. I'm just gonna be chilling solo. Yeah, hopefully we'll get lucky. We'll see. I'll see what these guys' levels are at. I did a little bit, but I kind of forgot for like a day or two to level these guys up. But maybe some of them are in close to level 100. That'd be pretty sick. Where are they at? 100, 100, 198. Perfect. I'm gonna move these guys around. Yeah, only two main old team members to go. I hope these guys didn't learn any new moves that I didn't really intend. Curse looks new, so I might have to go back and change their moves. So that's fine. That's the one downside to doing Poké jobs when you have like a set move pool. There's really nothing. Okay, well, what do we have then? Anything? Please really help us. Maybe if I just do these for like 12 hours. Oh, I guess we're doing all day because I misclicked. I was smashing A. It's fine. Yeah, only 2 to go though. We're almost at level 100 on my my sword team, which was just kind of a side effect of us spending forever trying to get the duck. Oops. Oh yeah, it's been a while since I've talked to you. Okay, okay, there's nothing else there. I just wanted to double check that he didn't have like a fun item for a legendary or something, because I don't remember if I had checked that once I got all the legendaries. One more thing I would like to check is just the daily guy over here. Now we'll get right into the breeding. A little bit of Watts too, why not? I don't really think I even need to look here, do I? Actually got good shit today. Fuck it, we ballin'. Don't need it that badly, but we take it. Anyway, real quick, we may as well say hi to Magmar, because we've been using Magmar a lot. Hey buddy. This guy's probably like my BFF. I don't know if I've ever actually run around with... His run is kind of funny, not gonna lie. Okay, anyway. Wahaha, I snuck in a thumbnail there. That's, I mean, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know, I've already used Magmar as a thumbnail. And Psyduck. Thumbnails are hard when you just do the same thing over and over. You get a little clever. Okay. Oh wait, let me... Before I forget... Boom. Let me just do it through. Yep, okay, the number changer works. We're gooch. Yeah, we're at 1,127, so we're pretty far over the pseudo method odds at this point. I think we've just been, unfortunately, quite unlucky. But that's life sometimes. I'm gonna really quickly, I might as well just go grab this beam of light here. Hello, Mr. Seismic. Yeah, I might as well get the Watts real quick for these. Here, I might as well move my keyboard a little. I still don't, off the top of my head, remember what the difference between the regular ones and the glowy ones of those are. Like, why certain beams have different colors. I'm sure there's a reason. But, I just don't, for the life of me, remember what that is. Anyway. Woo! Ultra Ball! Pog! The hidden items, so I don't think about them too much. Okay, we're already starting to get to the hatch zone. See if we get anywhere. Pretty crazy if like the first egg that hatched was shiny. It'd be pretty crazy if the second egg that hatched was shiny. I'm desperate, man. Please, game. We've been at this for quite a while. I'm getting ready to move on at this point, but I also don't want to just give up on this because I've put so much effort. I'm really just hard sunk cost fallacying right now. But that's fine. I'm doing it for something I want. Not like gambling where I'm losing my life savings doing this. Yet. Start betting real money on when I get it. That would be a very fucking funny real life gambling thing. Would be like someone with pseudo methods of shiny, and people have to guess what interval the egg is gonna hatch as a shiny. How many hatches it takes. Based off, yeah, like the odds of something occurring. I'm gonna start doing that enough. It's gonna be real gambling. What? Oh. And we keep getting like little glowy bronzors. They're like, it'd be very funny if an accidental wild encounter became a shiny before. Oop, before we got the shiny Psyduck. I wouldn't even put it past that happening. God tier gamer right there, by the way. You're supposed to be okay. Whee. For now, I'll just keep doing this, but pretty soon I should probably pull up a quiz or something just to keep this active. Keep this, not active. Keep things fresh. Don't even have to worry about massive neck pain from staring up at my third monitor awkward. I'm only going to be doing this for like an hour today. Start going down the Psyducks. Then eggs. The eggs. Excellent. Get it? Ha ha ha. Very funny, I know. Maybe the egg is waiting for to be 1, 2, 3, 4 is my hatch number. It's a little ways away. That would be very funny. That would be just crazy if that was the actual one. I feel like there's a few numbers where if you get them shiny, then it's just like, oh shit. That or like, yeah, like right on 1,000 or something. Items I've missed. I have high priorities. Nope, yellow. Excuse me. Hoo-ha. Your Pokemon was holding an egg. Hippity ding dong. Sure. Or maybe we'll get it on 1134 as opposed to 1234. Hitballs. We tried. Oh boy. We're gonna be here a while. Oh, that's where that item was. Wait. Gimme. Ah, yes, a revival herb. An item I will literally never use. But I can sell it if need be. Maybe. So rare I need to even use revives. I have to be like trying to have a bunch of Pokemon faint. In a scenario that's not like one where I would just get auto healed, aka Battle Tower or one of the Galarian tournaments or whatever. We'll get this eventually. I'm like completely dead out of fun things to talk about or do on stream while I egg hunt. I'm just gonna be sitting here in awkward silence for the next hour. Maybe I should look for like a tier list or a quick. I'm gonna just us occupadoed for a bit. Anything interesting on Tier Maker? This is probably not. I'll try. I'm seeing if I find anything of interest. All Pokemon villains and antagonists. Some of these I definitely would not know. And by some I mean a lot. Okay, not. That's too much of stuff I don't care about. Pokemon Drag Race Season 1. I'm sorry, what? Don't. What? What is Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, but it's like in game, so it looks like they're sprites. But it's like their evolution. This is really strange. I don't know. I feel like rating sprites is not particularly that interesting. Yeah, I think someone made a bunch of these tier lists based off what appears to be like sprite lists of Pokemon. I don't know if they're trying to go for sprites or just like general evolution lines. It's very strange. Fully evolved ground types. Now that's kind of specific. Yeah, it's just like general Pokemon by type. There's a lot of all Fishmons. Not doing hottest Pokemon. Why are some of the, why is Smoochum and Cleffa on there? Those are like babies. Who made this? Who? Why? Okay, someone made a list of all the Gen 1 Pokemon with custom shinies. Not made out. Actually, it might be all of them. This is strange. This isn't even a... This is a weird... Okay, you know what? We could do this. This is fun. It's not in English. I think it's a Spanish thing, but it's just sprites. Yeah, I'll start booing this up. Okay. So let me change the categories a little bit. I could kind of make a general. I'm assuming. You know what? Do we want to do it by tiering? It looks like this is based off like better, worse, about the same. I'm just gonna do it by tiering. Or well, maybe it is. So like what? Like better than original. This is what happens when I don't speak. I'm 95% sure this is Spanish. Some variation. I guess this would be like what we could do, like better than original, a little better than the original. I mean, I'm kind of doing that from memory though, is the issue. Because some of these shinies I just don't have memorized as well. Yeah, okay, maybe... Ooh. Yeah, fuck it. We'll go with it. Better than... Regiment. Wait, better than original. Same as original. I'm trying to do this at the same time as I bike. See here. Ah, I missed you! Wait. What? It kept the... Wait, what? I've never seen it do that. That is weird. Okay. It, like, copied the color of the background? Huh. Worse than original. Also, there were like 3 of these tier lists. I don't know if it was based off different gens or the person just made the same tier list 3 times. I hit that twice. Whoops. And worse than original. I'll just say way worse, way better. Okay. Let's see. Some of these I'm okay with. A lot of them... I feel like a lot of these just inherently look weird because I'm so used to the original. Okay, maybe I'm gonna be a little harsh on some of these. Let's see. Okay. Okay, the Bulbasaur line. Normally they're more like greenish, some yellow. They're not like crazy flashy, at least in comparison to the original design, but I feel like it works pretty well. The color scheme isn't bad. I'm just gonna call it about the same. Whoever did this put a lot of effort into this, I'll give them respect for that. Yeah, I feel like they're all about the same. Yeah, they're basically about the same. Okay, so the Charizard line, what they basically did, I think they retouched up Charizard a little bit with the color schemes, and normally Charmander's like yellow and Charmeleon's like orange, and then Charizard's black, so they basically put them all in line with each other. I feel like the eye color for Charmander like doesn't work. It's like custom-made shinies. It's in Spanish, so I'm not sure exactly what the specific title is, but it's like people who... Someone made, yeah, like, redid a bunch of the shinies, and I was rating those because I got nothing better to do in my life. I feel like the Charmeleon looks better, but the Charmander looks worse. The Charizard, I feel like the purple feels a little off. I think it's just too much dark. Like, I think the normal shiny is a little more contrast, which helps, and it's partially probably just because of the sprite position too. Especially with like that's why I think the Charmeleon with the tail out looks better. I feel like I do generally like shiny Charmeleon and Charmander. They're not like god tier, but you know, I think I'm gonna put Charmeleon as slightly better and Charmander and Charizard as slightly worse. It doesn't feel like very logical per se, but that's just the well. Nah, maybe. Yeah, I'll do that. I don't know why. It feels like they should all be in the same tier relatively. Except for maybe Charizard because it's so similar, but you know. Okay, the Squirtle line is interesting. I feel like the Squirtle line is the weakest of the 3 original shinies. I'm trying to remember. So Squirtle's just a little pale. Wartortle, like they're all kind of just. I'm trying to think now. Blastoise. I can kind of picture it vaguely. Alright, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna pull up Pokemon DB. Yeah, then there's a Pokemon Presents on Tuesday. Exciting. Wonder what they will be announcing. Blastoise. Just so I don't want to, like, mentally get this wrong. So... Okay, yeah, so it has, like, the green shell. It's slightly purple. Honestly, it kind of works. Let me look at Squirtle real quick. Not bad. I feel like Squirtle is the worst of the bunch. Well, not offensively. It's not offensively bad by any means. Yeah, Wartortle's not great. Blastoise is the best of the 3. I'm gonna say these are slightly better. I prefer, like, the purple. Like, the full purple. The one with the yellow and the brown shell. Not bad, but doesn't really do it for me as much. I might do that. Okay, I do have a bias toward pink. These definitely went for a lot of, like, flashier colors. Which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Caterpie, okay, I really do like it as pink because I'm biased. Same with the Metapod. The Metapods, I actually do like Metapod's shiny sprite. It's like the orange. It's pretty vibrant. Caterpie's like yellow. I mean, the shiny Caterpie is actually pretty nice, to be honest. I think Butterfree is the worst of the shinies of the 3 line. But it didn't really seem to fix it that well. I actually do quite like the originals. I do like pink. But the originals, I think, fit very nicely. The Butterfree is actually a little bit worse in mine. It's just not as noticeable of a change. I'm debating putting him slightly above just purely based off my pink bias. But I feel like they're about the same in terms of quality. Okay. Yo. Some of these colors just don't quite work for me as much. Because Weedle is normally... It is a bit less of a difference. It's like a yellow. I don't know. I feel like the colors just don't fit it. I'm gonna say... Let me look up shiny. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not great, but I feel like something about that is just, like, too weird. I don't know. For some reason, it just doesn't work for me. What is Kakuna again? Okay, it's like the green. Yeah, it's not great. And Beedrill. Yeah, it's sort of a weird green as well. I feel like the other Weedle isn't particularly amazing. It's not bad. I honestly think this looks a little bit on the better side, and this is probably about the same. No, not there. I think it's about the same. Neither of them, I don't know. The color scheme doesn't quite work for me. Okay, the Pidgey line. This is interesting. Normally, it's more of like a yellowish. It's more subtle of a shiny, I feel like, but it's not so subtle that you can't see it. generally like the colors, but I don't think it's really any better. Rattata, I think this is worse. I know Rattata is normally purple, but I feel like the change from normal Rattata to this is not as significant as the Rattata to, like, the yellow, where it, like, really stands out as a shiny. This just looks too similar to the original for me. And Rattata, I'd say, is about the same. Normally, Rattata would be red. I see that these two are trying to, like, bring the colors closer together between the evolution line, which I feel is fair. But yeah, okay. Fearow and Fearow. Spearow's also yellow, I believe, and so is Fearow. They're also kind of on the subtler side. No, it's actually not that subtle on Spearow. Is Fearow that subtle? Fearow's not great. I do like the pink. I feel like the yellow works, though, just fine on the Spearow. Like, it doesn't need the change. And Fearow, I don't know. It's like toothpaste colored, and that just doesn't vibe with me very well. I mean, Spearow's pretty nice, but... I don't remember what Ekans and Arbok look. They might also be... Are they yellow or are they green? Here, we'll look it up in a sec. Okay, let's try it. Hang on. You can... Oh, it was like yellowish and then it became greener over time. And Arbok, I think, is... Yeah, Arbok is decent. Ekans is a little on the weaker side, I feel like. This is like basically like a slightly stronger green. I don't know, it doesn't really get that much better though. I think Arbok... It's different, but it's not inherently better. I'm gonna say about the same. Okay, Pikachu and Raichu are interesting cases, because Pikachu and Raichu's shinies they're just hard to notice. These don't quite feel right, but just by default, they're a bit better, because you can just instantly tell that they're different colors. So those are just gonna go slightly better. I'm trying to remember what Sandshrew. I can think of Alolan Sandshrew and Sandslash, but I'm not. For some reason, I'm not thinking of regular Sandshrew and Sandslash. Okay, well. Sandshrew. Okay. Oh yeah, it's green. Yes, yes, yes. And then I think Sandshrew just has like the red spikes, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. Once again, I don't think... It's not better or worse, it's just kind of the same. I might actually prefer, funny enough, regular Sandshrew shiny to this one. I think the color diff, or like the contrast of the two colors doesn't work as well for me. Okay. I gotta remember... Okay, so I know that the Nidoqueen and Nidoking line sort of have a thing where they, like, flip colors on... At least on Nidoking and Nidoqueen. Though the colors here are a bit different, because these are, like, actually the colors of the original. While, like, Nidoking is, like, a darker blue, and Nidoqueen is, like, a lighter purple, I want to say, than Nidoking. It's, like, slightly different colors still, but... I do like the concept of it. Wrong thing there. Put a Nidoking real quick. Yeah, so it's just like a different shade of blue here, as you can kind of see. little Nido Queen. Oh, never mind. Nido Queen's green for some reason. I'm stupid. Okay, yeah, no, and it's kind of an ugly green at that. I think Nidoqueen's better. I actually think, even though Nidoking better lines up, I think the blue of the other Nidoking is much more flashy. So, I'm actually going to put it as worse for you. I'm going to put you as better. A lot of purples in here. You could tell this person definitely wanted, like, typical flashy, shiny colors. Sometimes it works better than other times. Okay, so I gotta relook at like the other Nidos though. What do you look like? Okay, yeah, oh yeah, but that's right, you're purple. This is about the same because it's just very similar. That's right. For some reason, Nidoqueen switches, but the others don't. This is basically the same. And then I think, yeah, take a look at these real quick. Okay. Okay, you are basically the same. I think the ear color actually here looks slightly better on the new version, but it's basically the same. And then you are actually it does kind of fix the ear color. I'm gonna say it's slightly better, even though they're very similar. Just based off that. Okay, Clefairy and Clefable. The original ones are subtle, but I actually really like the way that they're subtle. Yeah, I don't know. These don't do it for me. It just looks like pee. It's like piss yellow. I don't know. The subtlety works in that one because like the ears turn green. I'm gonna say worse than the originals. I can see why people would like these more because they are more noticeable. Okay, so this one, the Ninetales is very similar to the original one, which is like a whitish, silvery kind of color. Vulpix, so I'm gonna put that as normal. It looks like this was trying to make them line up more in colors. Because Vulpix is like a yellowy orange. That being said, I think the yellowy orange looks better, even if they don't really match from an evolution standpoint. Yeah. Okay, Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff are another case where it's very subtle shinies and not in a good way. Jigglypuff is just instantly better because Jigglypuff sucks. I don't know. Once again, this still doesn't quite feel right to me. Maybe that's just because I'm so used to regular Jigglypuff. No, honestly, maybe it looks pretty nice. I think we do put it in way better. Wigglytuff, this one is still not different enough. It's probably a little better than... Actually, it's probably a little better than the original. But it needs more. Honestly, if it kept the bluish color, I think it would have worked better. Okay, Zubat and Crobat, both are normally green. And then... Yeah, Crobat. Okay. Interesting. So they want like the Crobat color. I don't know. Like, I think I like the green, but the purple also does look nice. I think I gotta put it about the same. Just because, like, the original I think does look pretty nice. Even if it is the generic green that Gen 1 just loves to death. Okay, Oddish. Oddish is normally, like, a different green. Yeah, let me pull it up. This is definitely significantly different. I gotta look at, like, Gloom and Vileplume, too. I actually do kind of like the original. This one's not bad, though. I do like the leaf color. I'll say about the same. Okay, what's Gloom's again? Yeah, you're greenish. I don't really care for the dark body on it. It just doesn't feel right. Although, it's not... It has a pretty low bar to clear because this one doesn't look great either. I want to put it about the same. And Vileplumes. Yeah, it's like green and orange. It's a little bit better than the Gloom. Yeah, kind of about the same as well. The dark body works the best on Vileplume, I think. Maybe it's just because of the top coloring here, but it's not quite enough to win me over. Paris and Parasect. Honestly, I really like this Paris. I dig it. Original Paris is really fucking bad because, like, the little... It's just, like, so similar. Like, the little circles are, like, different colors on the mushrooms. It's kind of a dog shit shiny. Parasect is much more noticeable. It's more, like, orangey. I'll call it Parasect. It's not amazing shiny, but it's definitely better than the Paris situation. This one's more noticeable, but the pink body feels too intense color-wise. I'm gonna say about the same. Even though this one, well, this one's pretty subtle. I think it is still actually a little bit better. It's not quite at like the, oh wow stage, but you know. Venonat I think looks pretty similar to its original form in the normal shiny, right? Am I crazy? Yeah, it's just got like the blue eyes. And like a slightly different shade of purple. It's not that great. This one's actually much better. I like the flashiness of it. I think it works well for it. And then Venomoth is a lot better because it takes like that blue and then turns it into its body. I actually do quite like shiny Venomoth. Shiny's actually quite nice as well, but I think I'm gonna put it as about the same. I think the coloring actually works pretty decently on it. It's just that I like the original. Okay, the Doug Trio line has the same issue that I think I had with the Clefairy Clefable line, where I think the subtlety in Diglett and Doug Trio works in its favor. In the original design with the blue nose. I don't think this change does it. I don't know, like the ground suddenly becoming gray, like it just doesn't work for Doug Trio and Diglett. Like I think the subtlety really works well on this. Honestly, that's the first ones I think I'm going to say are way worse, in my opinion. Because it doesn't do enough with the body. Like, just desaturating the nose and the ground, like, doesn't really fit it. Okay, we got Meowth and Persian, which are dog shit shinies, normally. These aren't that great either, in my opinion. But they literally, they are still better because you can tell. I wanted more, to be honest. Let me show you what I mean though. Meowth and Persian shinies are just ass. See, like you can barely fucking tell. I mean, it's a little more noticeable in older. Look at the new generation diff though. It's so hard to tell. And same with Persian. Like, look at that. That's not even noticeable. Like, the ear color is slightly different. That's like it. So Persian just instantly is better, even though I don't care for this one that much. It's just not there. Let me go back to Meowth real quick. Oop, wrong button. Ah, trying to hit B. Meowth, look at the later gen though. Like, in the earlier gens it works okay. Just so bad though. I still don't really care for this. It's just not enough. But by default, it's just better. Even though I don't think this shade of green, like I feel like a darker green might work. It just doesn't. It's just the shading, like the shade of it doesn't quite work for me. Okay. I obviously am literally hunting for shiny Psyduck. I have bias. I think the blue duck looks just like amazing. I think it's a very nice shiny. I don't think making it like I get what they're doing. They're making it platypus colored, and I actually I do like it, but I have so much bias toward the original one. I don't think I want to put it in way worse because I think the color scheme actually works on Psyduck. It's just that the blue is just such a nice shiny that I can't. Now, on the other hand, Golduck's shiny is pretty ass because it just like darkens it a little bit. That being said, I don't think this color scheme on Golduck works. I just don't. I don't know if I want to call it... It's not worse than the original, because the original is just bad. I guess I gotta put it slightly above, because it's at least noticeable. But it just isn't quite good enough. Like, I feel like there's something better that still can be done. I feel like the yellow is too much of a jump from its original color palette. Okay, what is... I feel like Mankey and Primeape have pretty weak shinies. A lot of Gen 1 shinies did not age great. Oh yeah, it's like the minty green. It's not like horrendous, it's just pretty underwhelming. Oh yeah, and then you're also pretty... Honestly, I actually really dig the... I don't like... The Primeape is the worst of the two. The Mint's not, like, horrendous. It just doesn't quite let me out. I do actually really like the vibe of that one, but I don't... I can't say the original, like, desperately needs a rework, which is why I don't want to put it up top. Like, the ones in the highest tier are ones that definitely need a rework. They need a better shiny. Primeape... I don't know, the hand coloring and the leg coloring doesn't do it for me. The original's kind of bad, though. So I think I still gotta put this in slightly better than the original. It's just not gonna make it any higher. Okay. Growlithe and Arcanine I am unfortunately mildly upset by. I think the original Growlithe and Arcanine look very nice. With the yellow. I think it's a nice color. I think it works very well. Color scheme wise. This isn't like an awful color scheme, but I feel like just getting rid of the saturation doesn't really work. Okay, I don't think I can put it in the way worse. I'm tempted to. It's not that bad. I just really like the originals more by a decent amount. I don't know, black and white on them just doesn't work for me. I'm trying to imagine it like a 3D sprite as opposed to a 2D sprite. And I'm sitting there like, it just doesn't work. Like, I think the issue too is like, a lot of the shinies that end up like black or white, that look really nice. I feel like they're more of an intense, like, black or white. Like, this feels just like you just dropped the desaturation and called it a night. And it just feels like I'm playing a black and white game. I gotta put it in. I'm gonna put it in way worse. It's not, like, it doesn't look that bad. It's just... It's not what you want from a shiny. Visually it looks fine, but that's because it's just black and white. Not because it's, like, a good shiny. Okay, the Poliwrath line. So normally these are also green, right? No, I'm slightly short. Mm-hmm. I might need to compare them. More so, I think Poliwhirl and Poliwrath. 11, nice. Yeah, 1169. So, generally, do you agree with this tier list so far? No. Not that you probably don't have the shinies memorized as much as I do, but... Anyway, I'm gonna go to Poliwhirl. I can look at Poliwag real quick. Excuse me. Oh, that's right. Poliwag is actually really bad. I forgot just how weak. Sorry. Not. Why is the? I know, right? I feel like the yellow just works. I was just talking about that. That was like the last thing I did. Like, I feel like the yellows just look so nice. Like, it doesn't look bad. It's just, it doesn't. It feels like a black and white film as opposed to a shiny. So. Yeah, no, I think Poliwag is... I think this is definitely better than this one. It's just too subtle. Maybe if I think... I feel like I'd like it a little more if they kept the swirl white as opposed to, like, this, instead of making it tan, they kept it as the original colors. Maybe the lips aren't quite right. I feel like there's a little bit more that could be done. But I do think it's heading very much in the right direction. Yeah. Let me compare to Poly, because I think at least Poliwrath I know is green. Pretty sure. Oh yeah, you still have the faded look too. Once again, I don't really care for the boxing glove color. I think that needs a little work. But just by default, it is kind of better. And I think the purple does look nice on it. I don't know, I don't think the boxing color matches the rest of it very nicely. And then Poliwrath is a more noticeable one as a shiny. Yeah, I do like the green on it. I think the boxing gloves are preventing it from going up. I think, yeah, if they kept him white, it might have worked a little better. I don't think it's worse. I just don't think it is at a point where it can usurp it. Okay, Abracadabra, Alakazam. The yellow spoon is kind of interesting. So, Alakazam, I do like. We're gonna have to look at Abra, because Abra is the same case of being like a faded color, and it just doesn't work in the normal one. I don't think black and white is the right answer. I think just making the brown pink like they do with Alakazam would work, but this has to be better just because the original is just so weak. Go to Kadabra. I forget what Kadabra's shinies looks like. Forget if it's more Abra or more Alakazam. Oh yeah, no, that's also a very weak shiny. Yeah, just by default, it's slightly better. I feel like the black and white works a little bit better here than it did on the Rowlet and Arcanine, but it's still just not quite there. I think Alakazam, I'm actually going to say looks worse. Because Alakazam is another, like, more subtle shiny that I think works pretty well. Like, as, like, an accent color more so. And I think that functions. I don't know, the yellow spoons are a little weird. Especially with the black and white. You know, I like the idea. I think it just needs a little more work for it to surpass. I think it would be better to make Abra and Kadabra closer to Alakazam than to like make the whole line like a black and white. Okay, Machop, Machoke, and Machamp. Machop is normally green. I think they're all just green. Let me get a quick review of these. Oh yeah, no, you're yellow. Never mind, I'm dumb. I think Machoke is green. I don't know. It's not the most consistent. It's an okay shiny. I see, so this one just makes it a little bit brighter, so it's just a little flashier. I don't know if it necessarily solves the issue. I might just put it about the same. Like, it feels a little too... I honestly think the Faded feels a little bit more consistent with the Pokemon, but it's also not super exciting. Yeah. Yeah, this person definitely likes their, like, black and white palette. Oh? Boom, boom. Okay, let me take a look at Machoke and Machamp. I think I do kind of like Machoke's more. I don't know, I think it's just me personally. I don't care for, like, too much of a black and white. It's not bad. I just don't think it fits Machoke very well. It's just the internal gut feeling I get. I mean, it's not that exciting. It probably nah, I'll leave it there. That's my gut instinct. I'm gonna leave it there. I was like, it probably could go in about the same. I'm a champ. Are you also green? Or are you? Okay, you're green too. Yeah, I think it's the same thing. The black and white just doesn't do it for me. I get the idea of it. It's not that it's black and white. It's like gray, which just isn't like the black tends to work and the white tends to work, but the gray just doesn't do it. Okay, what is Bellsprout again? I think I have a vague clue. It's more like a yellowy. Not super. Oh, that's actually pretty. I swear it looks a little bit better in game, but that is kind of weak. This one kind of works because it has like all the accent colors. I'm debating. I probably should put it in slightly better. I don't think the mouth color works, but it is more noticeable. I'll look at Victory Bell and Weepin' Bell, but not in that order. Yeah, this is another. It's just too subtle. It's like it's just slightly too subtle. I'm not in love with this variation of the shiny. Yeah, you're a little more noticeable, but you're kind of ugly. So I think, yeah, I'm gonna say that line's just slightly better. Okay, these are very similar to the original in terms of shiny, right? Okay, oh, okay, so it's actually just a stronger purple. Actually, that does look really nice when I compare the two. It just literally is just a stronger purple. And a stronger, maybe a slightly stronger green. I dig it. And then Tentacruel, I think might be like the same scenario. Oh yeah, Tentacruel's worse than Tentacool. By a little bit here. Honestly, do I want to put it? Maybe this one it might be a little too dark of a purple, but it's definitely better. Okay, Geodude. The Geodude line looks like it doesn't suffer. It has the case of being different, not in a good or bad way, but just in a way that is different. Because Geodude is like yellow, then it goes orange, then it goes like a yellowy orange, or like a mix. I actually do kind of like the Geodude line's shinies. This one is definitely a little bit flashier, but I don't think it needs it. So I think I'm gonna just put them all as the same. I do think the Golem one is kind of intriguing, but I think I actually do kind of. The original one is definitely subtler. Ish, but I kind of like it. I don't know why. It just floats with me. Okay, Ponyta and Rapidash. So Rapidash looks to be very similar because normally it's the more tan with the black flames, and Ponyta has the blue flames. Well, let's compare. Let me look at Rapidash real quick. I want to see what is. I think it's like the skin color. I actually prefer. I think the normal skin color, because I think it highlights the black so much better. But like when you desaturate the body, it just doesn't. It loses some of the oomph. And I think the same might be. Ponytail I was initially gonna put in the same because like, not better or worse per se than the blue, and you know it makes things look a little more uniform. But I think desaturating the body just does more harm to it than good. If they kept the body the same, I think it would have worked better. Okay, Slowpoke is a bad shiny. Or at least maybe not like a weaker one, because it's just another one where it just like fades it slightly. Oop, I hit the fucking run button again. Why can't I learn Flamethrower and Fire Blast and Earthquake? What the? Okay, whatever. That's fine. Yeah, so it's just a slightly subtler one. The issue is this one doesn't really do it for me. It just doesn't feel right. The purple tail feels out of place. The coloring just doesn't gel. I mean, like, I guess it's better in the sense that it's just actually, like, immediately noticeable. But it doesn't. He's horrified for Dugong. Yeah, they went a little too intense on the pink, but I'll get to that in a moment. Let's see. Hang on. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's slightly better in that regard. But I still don't think it quite works. I think Slowbro's shiny is a little more noticeable. Yeah, oh yeah, no, the original Slowbro is just... I mean, like, this one kind of works, but I think the original's still better. This one works a little better to me than the regular Slowpoke, but I think this one just feels more Slowbro-y. Okay, Magnemite and Magneton are also kind of similar. I think I prefer the shiny Magnemite and Magneton, to be honest. Like, I feel like this shiny just changes the colors in the wrong way. Yeah, I think it's just so much nicer. Okay, I'm actually quite more of a fan of the originals. Magnezone is the one that probably needs the rework the most. This makes it look a little more faded, but I actually quite like this shiny. I don't know. I think this is just like too much. It just makes it too much. Yeah, I don't know. This one might just be personal bias more than anything. But I think it's just... There's too much, like, color with the yellow and the... I don't know. It doesn't work for me. It looks like I'm looking at, like, someone trying to do a colorblind filter that doesn't know what they're doing. That's, like, the weird vibe I get. Which is oddly specific. How many more do we got? Okay, we're getting there. I might have to save the rest of this for next time. What is... I think Farfetch'd is green? And shiny? Oh no, it's like a weird pinky. Oh! Okay, so this one just really just kind of amplifies the pink, but once again, why did they make this like black and white as opposed to like the tannish? It just doesn't work as much because of that. I'm still gonna say it's a little bit better because it's more noticeable. And it's, yeah, I mean, but I think they should have just brought the pinky reddish up to this color without touching the rest of it. A lot of these are not that well, actually, if I'm being fully honest, the colors just aren't spiritedly aesthetically. Aren't sprayed that aesthetically. Yeah, like, I get what you mean. Like, a lot of them are... The colors, like, don't quite line up right. Or, like, a lot of times it goes too much. That's why, like, a lot of these, I mean, like, they're not bad. You know, so, I mean, I think a little of it is trying to figure out what is execution versus idea. But there's a reason way better than the original only has 3. And a lot of them have kind of ended up in this middle bit. Like, they're not, I don't think they're bad. Like, a lot of them I, like, take a sec to get used to. But yeah, some of them end up kind of just not working as well. Piss yellow Clefairy. Yeah, I would say, like, I get what they're going for with it. But I actually think I like the subtlety of the shiny Clefairy. Maybe if it wasn't quite... Yeah, I literally was like, yeah, it just looks like it's piss. If it wasn't quite as pissy, maybe it could have worked. I think it's clear that the person making these sprites was definitely trying to be flashy with a lot of them. And in some cases it can work, but a lot of cases it just ends up being too much, like, visually. So... Okay, what is Dodrio? Are they just like green or yellow? Oh yeah, you're more of a yellowy green. I feel like, yeah, the color's not quite there. Although the original Doduo is not anything special. Same with Dodrio. They're not like amazing. I'd say they're about the same. Give or take a little. Maybe ever so slightly worse, but I think they work. Okay, Seal and Dugong. Now, okay. While they may not look... Okay, I kind of like the Seal. The Dugong, I think, is just a little too much of the same. It's too in your face. I think it just needed to be toned back a bit. And maybe do something different with the mouth so it doesn't, like, blend in. Though the good news for the creator is Seal and Dugong have probably the worst shinies in the game. No, maybe not the worst, but they're up there. They're fucking up there. I mean... I'm actually shocked at how noticeable it is here. Like, that is more noticeable than I thought it was going to be when looking at the normal. Like, that's pretty piss poor. A lot of times in certain lighting conditions, it's like nearly impossible to tell they're shiny. Let me look at like the most recent. Like, it's a little bit better in the older gens, but even then, it's pretty weak. Like, that's such a low bar to clear that I think it just inherently goes way better than the original, because you can, like, even if the Dugong needs some work, and the Seal might need to come down just a tiny bit in saturation, it's just miles better than just making it, like, slightly tan, I feel like. Right? Am I crazy? Maybe I'm seeing it now, I'm like, maybe I'm thinking of this a little harsh on the original. But, like look at, like, Gen 4 and 5. Like, Jesus Christ. It's a little bit better in 6 and 7. But, like, come on. Like, at least, like, the idea behind the Seal and the... Especially, I think the Dugong, too, is good. It's just the execution just is barely not there. They originally made bad shinies into awful eyesores because you'd still like... wait. Yeah, no, I mean... I do think what happened is the person making these sprites did try to go as flashy as they could. And a lot of them are decent ideas. They just need to be, like, pulled back a little bit. Because it just ends up being a little too much. Like, I feel like if I were to take some of these sprites and just, like, whoop the saturation down a bit on them, like, they would work. Or with some tweaks. So, and granted, you know, I don't know how well these would look in, like, yeah, like a 3D game. They might be too much, but... Okay, Grammar Muck. Honestly, I think those work. I think the originals also work just fine, so it's probably going to be about the same. Yeah, it's just like a decent green. The Gen 3 sprite's funny for Grimer. That has nothing to do with this scenario, but I just wanted to point it out. And then Muck is... Yeah. I think this one isn't better or worse, it's just different. Okay. Shelter and Cloister. We should be wrapping up in a sec. I do like... The yellow, I think, actually looks kind of nice on Shelter. The issue is that I think I really do like the original Shelter as well, with, like, the orange. I think this one works, though. I just think the orange is also nice. Cloister... I think the coloring on Cloister works okay here. I think the yellow and the magenta don't quite go together. And I do like the original blue. God, the Gen 3 sprite is horrific. Yeah, I guess I'll say about the same. Not terrible, but I don't know. They probably could go slightly worse, but I like the idea. Okay, you know what? Let's do... What the fuck is that Goldeen? Why? Okay. Let's do the Haunter line, or the Gengar line, and yeah, I'll wrap up. And then we'll come back to this on Wednesday. So the Gengar is a notoriously bad shiny. Yeah, no, that's just a bit small. The issue, this doesn't really fix the issue. It just doesn't. I don't know, like, you could have picked any color and you went with black. I mean, it's a little bit better, I guess, because it's a little bit more noticeable. But, like, it's just not... There was so much more you could have done with this. And you just didn't. And that's what I was going to say, yeah, and in terms of Ghastly and Haunter, Ghastly is not as bad in terms of subtlety. I think Ghastly just is a pretty big downgrade. Because they were trying to, like, make them all look similar, but... No, I think this just, like, removes all the saturation. I mean... Okay, I might even... No, I think I'm gonna put this in way worse, honestly. Like, the original isn't, like, that amazing of a shiny. It's decent, but... The fact that they just got rid of... Like, the coloring doesn't work. And I think Haunter... I mean, Haunter's kind of eh as a shiny. Yeah, like, the blue mouth doesn't really work, but this also doesn't really work. I might just put it as about the same. Like, this is a pretty low bar to clear. And they... I mean, the blue around the hands looks mildly cool, but that's just specifically this sprite. A lot of the older ones, like later games, don't really have that glow around the hands. Again, what the fuck is that Gen 3 sprite? Gen 3's cooking sometimes. I think I'll put it as same as original. Okay, and then I'm gonna do some hatching and we gotta stop here. Not a ton left to go. Some better than others, as I see. Honestly, though, I respect the effort that went into this. There was definitely clearly a lot of effort put into it. You know, some definitely work more than others. I think the biggest issue is they just needed to pull it back a teensy bit in some of these. But honestly, so far so good. We'll try to do this one again. Some of these work, I think, and others just don't quite. I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of these though, like, have potential. Even the ones that are not great, I would say they have potential. They just needed some tweaking. Because, yeah, too much vibrance. That they start to become slight eyesores. Especially when you're looking at all of them at once. It's just like, ah! Like, I feel like if you were to see one or two of them next to each other, like just an evolution line, it's not that bad. But yeah, when you see everything, there's just so much color going on. So, we'll work on that next time, though. I will actually just straight up save this webpage so I don't lose it. Because, no, I'm having fun with this. This is actually a unique thing, and I think this creator had other ones. Let me just take a quick peek if it's the same thing or if they did, like, different generations. Oh, nope, this is the same one, but in the not in the right order. So I'm guessing, yeah, it was just like an error. Well, I wonder, yeah, if we could find more, like, custom shinies stuff. Ooh. That would be an interesting thing, though. I do like custom shinies and stuff. It's cool. I think I prefer custom shinies as opposed to, like, new Pokemon, personally. Well, that's just sort of me. So, we will see. Okay, let me see if I have any more to hatch, or if we're calling it good at 11.95. Still no shiny. Struggler here. Yep, that's all of them. Okay, I'll have to transfer these off stream. Boop. Double check I somehow didn't miss a blue duck. So I'll just see the overworld sprites and or like the shiny sprite versions in home. I'm gonna transfer these real quick. Put them here because that'll make it much easier. And then yeah, and then we got a few Pokemon, and we have 2 Pokemon left in jobs. We'll see how that all works out. But yeah, no, Wednesday we will hopefully get a pretty decently length stream in. Maybe we'll get the blue duck then, because the game just doesn't want to give me the dang blue duck. Because the game hates me. But yeah. I'll put the counter away. Woe is me. Everyone pity me and cry for me and tell me how handsome I am. Yeah, that'll wrap up tonight's stream. Next time we will spend more time looking for the blue duck. But yeah, it's gonna wrap things up for a night stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll be streaming again tomorrow as always. Hope to see you guys then. Thanks for watching and goodbye.